What's going on, Foot Clan? Welcome in. No, it's not Mike this morning. Thankfully. Am I right? We've got Judge Giamatti in the house. I'm Andy Holloway joining you this morning. Excited to be with you. Playoffs. Oh, they're here. I'm awake, which is great. I've got an 8-year-old out in the studio right now who I'm playing in a semifinal matchup and has taunted me all morning, so I'm already a little beat down. But welcome into Sunday Live. Hopefully I can help you out. I see a bunch of you coming in here on the socials. Thanks for joining us. The questions are coming fast and furious. Before I get into them, couple things. Want to thank Pristine Auction. They sponsor the studio. They sponsor the live stream each and every Sunday. So check them out, pristineauction.com. You got the code, BALLERS, $5 off. We just did a video that posted yesterday. Hopefully you saw it. We're giving away a ton of more than $2,500 worth of stuff that Brooks has not stolen himself. So check that video out. A couple other things I want to let you know about the weather in a few of these games. Denver, Kansas City, I don't know if you've seen the video already. I retweeted one of them. There's a whole bunch of snow. You tend to you get tempted because we like to tilt on Sunday morning to like do the last minute pivot, and I would just be careful with that. More often than not, it doesn't come to fruition that these guys go from, top plays to absolutely nothing. It is a very snowy outlook there. It's going to be very difficult for the Denver passing game in Arrowhead. Drew Lock on the road. Sutton having to deal with the now second-ranked secondary in terms of fantasy points given up to the wide receiver position. So I'd be mindful of the Sutton side and be trying to pivot away from him. But I wouldn't run too far from the Kansas City options because where are you going to go? I mean, are you going to play somebody like Darius Slayton over Tyreek Hill? I don't think you're going to go and do that. I think I'm just going to lean in on the studs. A couple other games is very cold in Green Bay. We know this. Chicago, Green Bay. I'm a little bit more optimistic that somebody like Trubisky is going to be able to run the ball a little bit. But again, this is a tough matchup for them. It's a tough matchup for Aaron Rodgers. That's why we took the play-cut situation. And the Minnesota Charger game, there's a lot of wind in that one too. So just be mindful there. Keep an eye on that. We're going to get into questions. I've seen a lot of questions already about Josh Jacobs. He's expected to go today, which makes him a pretty easy start against Jacksonville. I don't think he's a top 12 guy this week, but I've got him in that top 20 range. And that's where I'd put him. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these questions if I can read them. They're coming in hot and heavy. O.J. Howard or Dallas Goedert? I'm going to go O.J. Howard. We know Winston's going to play, and Howard offers me more upside than what I've seen from Goedert lately. Last week he had Perkins come in, supplement the passing game. Goedert is always a possibility for a touchdown, but I'm looking at more yardage from O.J. Howard. And so, hello, microphone. Did you do that, Brooks? So I'm going to go O.J. Howard. All right, Fitzpatrick or Dak? I have Dak higher. I know it's against a surging Rams team, but I am going to stick with the guy that just ends up inside that top 12, top 10 range each and every week. It should be a game where the Rams, if they keep this going on offense, are able to score on Dallas. And while I like Fitzpatrick with Parker back, and I like Fitzpatrick against the Giants secondary, I'm not willing to pivot from Dak in this instance. What else do we have? We've got Mahomes or Breeze. I will go Breeze in that situation. I'm not actively looking to pivot away from Patrick Mahomes, but Breeze is somebody that I have at number 2 on the week behind Lamar Jackson in my rankings. It's a plus matchup. He has an opportunity after last week where he's I'm hearing sounds. Oh, how long has he been back there?
He's been in and out about last minute or so.
Really? Has anybody actually been listening to me at all?
It's football time.
Oh, my sweet mercy. Jason, do you want to take over?
Nope, I'm out of here.
All right, he's leaving. All right. Turn around. I see all the turnaround messages now. If you thought I could read the 5,000 coming in, I think I was saying something about not trying to actively pivot from Patrick Mahomes. Is that what I was saying?
Yeah.
Brooks? I don't want to pivot away from him. I think there are a handful of players that are going to have better weeks, but he's still at like 5 or 6 for me. All right, Jason has made his appearance and given his advice. Looking at Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. All right, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz. Man, I have them back-to-back in my rankings. I'm not as enthusiastic about the Washington matchup as, everybody else might be. I know Washington's not a great team. They've been middle of the pack in terms of their defense. They're pretty slow on offense. Philly's been slow on offense. I don't know. I'm right on the fence there. I think I like Goff a little bit more with the momentum. Both of those guys are just outside the top 12 for me. All right. Oh, I like we've got a lot of various balloons trying to get my attention in here. I'm getting a phone call. That's helpful. All right. Tannehill or Watson? Same game, Brooks. Everybody I feel like Tannehill's becoming like chic. Is that happening?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's becoming like his jersey's flying off the shelves. Talk of a long-term deal. I'm not benching Watson for Tannehill. I don't think I can do that. James Conner or Kareem Hunt? There was some talk this morning about James Conner. Now he's expected to play, but there's also a tweet that came out that was talking about him splitting time with Benny Snell. It's a Buffalo matchup. I would probably play Kareem Hunt against Arizona over James Conner because there is still, even if it's a minuscule 5% chance, you got a situation where he could actually miss the game. So I'm getting assaulted on every level here, Brooks. All right, let's go ahead and respond here. Let's see. We've got Sony Michel or James Conner. Similar question. It's really hard to trust Sony Michel in any way, shape, or form. And the thing about him is he hasn't offered you any upside. So in that situation, I'm probably going to take my shot on James Conner resurging. So what else do we have? We got Eli or Josh Allen. That is a very interesting question. Eli Manning, I'm rising tremendously on this week. I moved him up in my rankings multiple times this morning. There's still a bunch of options I'd play over him, but I think he's going to have a pretty good game. He has all of his weapons. You're in a matchup against Miami that they just have a prerequisite of giving up multiple touchdowns. So yeah, that's the direction I'm going there. Eli, I'm rising on him. All right, Allen Robinson, A.J. Brown, or Debo Samuel. Allen Robinson, A.J. Brown, Debo Samuel. I think in that situation, I'm going to be – Robinson has a tough matchup, but I'm still going to put him in there first, and then I'm going to go A.J. Brown, and then I'm going to go with Debo. I see tacos coming in. We're going food-related ways to get my attention. Let's go ahead and go to Emmanuel Sanders or Devante Parker. That's a tough one, Brooks. Emmanuel Sanders after last week or Devante Parker. I love this matchup for Emmanuel Sanders again. I think he's got a great opportunity. I'm going to lean Sanders over Devante Parker. Couple active, inactive notes. James Conner expected to be out there. No Bo Scarborough today. No Damian Williams today. Madison's out. I think one question people have is related to T.Y. Hilton. Now, Hilton's a game-time decision for tomorrow, but I'm not touching him even if he's active. The last time we saw him active when it was game-time decision, played very limited snaps, and you're in a situation where I just need to plan not to have him. He would help Jacoby Brissett, obviously, to be back out there, but that's where I'm at. Let's go ahead and go Mostert or Freeman. I've got Mostert at 15 this week. Got Devontae Freeman down quite a bit below that against San Francisco. Drake or Shepard? So that must be a flex question. Sterling Shepard or Kenyon Drake? Maybe I'm the only stupid one in the building here, but I think that we see more David Johnson this week than we saw last week. And Kenyon Drake hasn't given you upside since the San Francisco game. So I lean Sterling Shepard in that plus matchup for Eli Manning. Tyler Lockett or Michael Gallup. I believe Lockett will be back in a big way this week. Gallup and Lockett I have basically back-to-back in my rankings. So I'm actually going to make a note to flip-flop them here. I think I like Lockett just a little bit more. I'll make that note here. What else do we got going on? Noah Fant's going to play, by the way. Jared Cook's expected to play Monday night. I mentioned, if you didn't join me at the top, Denver, Kansas City, there's a bunch of snow. It's very cold in Green Bay. You got some wins in L.A. I'm not adjusting anybody in the L.A. game just yet. The Kansas City game, it's just going to be tough sledding, maybe literally, for Denver. That's tough. Are you doing it? Brooks, how do you feel about them Chiefs? Are you hesitant about the options there, the Tyriq, the Kelsey, the Mahomes?
Those three, I think I'm playing them.
You just play them and not even worry about it. I'm with you. Somebody's toe hurts. Okay. What else do we have here? I can't read these. These are coming so fast, Brooks. Jacobs or Eckler? I'm going Eckler there. If Jacobs is limited, if he hurts his shoulder again, if he splits some time, I mean, why sit Eckler? That's the question at this point in the year, right? Don't sit him.
Awesome.
That's silly. Awesome Eckler. What else do we got going on? Diggs or Gallup? Diggs or Gallup? I think I'll play Gallup. There. All right. It's close, though. Diggs or Lockett? I think I would go... Man. I need to move Diggs down because I think I'm going to go Lockett again. Got to move Diggs down a little bit. All right, we're looking here at Waller versus Higbee. I'm going to play Darren Waller. Higbee's been good. He's been great. He's still inside that top 10 this week now that Everett's out. But I'm going to go Waller. Montgomery or Laird? Oh, I could not be less excited about David Montgomery in Green Bay, but it's Patrick Laird. That's a tough situation. I mentioned it. It's very, very cold in Green Bay today. It's going to be, I think, a running game-oriented scheme for both sides of the ball. I guess I lean Montgomery just a little bit. Just a little bitski. Yeah, Mike is sending over pictures of the snow in Kansas City right now. And they're having snowball fights, so there's enough snow on the field to do that. That doesn't make me feel too excited for Drew Lock and Cortland Sutton and company. We have some more questions. Let's get you going here. Cooper Kupp or Tyreek Hill? I have Tyreek Hill ahead of Cooper Kupp. Tyreek just gives you kind of both of them have big play capabilities. Kupp's been a little slow of late, so is Tyreek. But I guess I lean Tyreek just a hair over my start of the week. Both guys should be in your lineup. I hope you don't have to make that decision. But if you do, that means you have really, really good players. Shepard or Kirk? I think I go. Where do you lean there, Brooks? That's a tough one. Christian Kirk at home.
I think I go Kirk.
I think I lean Kirk. He had a pretty good game last week in a bad matchup. 8 for 75. At the end of the day, the Cardinals get scored on. I think Shepard has a good game, but it could be a Slayton game. It could be a Tate game. With Christian Kirk, he's going to lead the Cardinals in receptions today. I mean, that's just going to happen. So that's where you're at. Josh Jacobs or Devante Parker? I think I'm going to go with Devante Parker. We have a similar decision in our Sleeper Bowl, and we're putting Parker out there. It's just nice matchup. The Giants, the go-to guy for Ryan Fitzpatrick. It raises Fitzpatrick's bar a little bit on the week, so that's where I'm at. All right, Dak or Baker? I'm going Dak. Anthony Miller or Jalen Ross? I'm going to cry. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Anthony Miller there. Drake or Jacobs in a PPR? I'll go Jacobs. The upside is there. I don't see it with Drake splitting some time with DJ and he just hasn't been that great. Sutton or McLaurin? I'll go McLaurin. I'm terrified. One of the players that I have lowest against the expert consensus ranking, like the consensus ranking this week, that I am lower on is Cortland Sutton. I can't see it happening in that snow against that secondary. Always a touchdown possibility, but if he doesn't score, I'm not excited about Sutton's line today. O.J. Howard or Jared Cook? I'm going to go Jared Cook. I think he's playing tomorrow, and I'm not going to bench him. What else do we have? We got Kyler or Jameis. I'm playing Jameis Winston this week. I've had that question, specifically Kyler or Jameis, a lot. Ryan Fitzpatrick or Jameis. I'm playing Jameis Winston. He's inside the top 10 this week. Debo or Odell? Yikes. I've got them back-to-back right now. Odell is one spot higher, so that answers the question. But I like both. They're both inside the top 20 this week. Mostert or Mixon? Brooks, we're talking about Raheem Mostert a lot right now. Mostert or Mixon? Mixon has New England. Mostert, do you believe? Do you believe in Colonel Mustard?
I think with that one,
I'm going Mustard.
Yeah, I go Mustard.
You must start him against Mixon there in that matchup, that head-to-head. All right, let's go Deontay Johnson or McLaurin. I'm going to go McLaurin. I don't want to play Deontay Johnson with 150-yard Duck Hodges against Buffalo's secondary. What am I? A lunatic? Come on. All right, we've got Pascal or Boyd. I'll go Pascal. We got OBJ or Slayton. I got OBJ. I love Slayton, what he's done lately, but I'm not going that high. I'm not going to chase. I think it could, like I said, it could be a Shepard week. It could be a Tate week. It could be a Slayton week again. I don't blame you for ever wanting to bench Odell Beckham Jr. because 3 for 29 looks nicer on your bench than it does in your lineup. But I'm going to trust the Cardinals secondary to give him a game. All right, let's go ahead and look here. Phillip Lindsey or Emmanuel Sanders. Yikes. You should be able to run against Kansas City, but they're under a foot of snow. So I'll go the other direction. OBJ or A.J. Brown. I'll go A.J. Brown in that one. Dak or Tannehill. I have Ryan Tannehill as my he's sitting on the 3-4 line there, Brooks, on the week. So that answers your question. I love Dak, but I'm going to play Tannehill. Higbee or Thomas? What's the Thomas? What Thomas would we be talking about, Brooks?
Oh, must be Ian Thomas. There we go.
Okay. Yep. Both tight ends. All right. Higbee, just a little bit higher. Breeze or Winston? I got Breeze higher this week. Mack or Hunt? Yikes. That one's tough. Marlon Mack against New Orleans. Kareem Hunt's a little bit lower in my rankings. Man, that is tough. Where do you side there, Brooks?
What was that?
Mack or Hunt? Marlon Mack or Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt at Arizona, Marlon Mack in New Orleans.
I'm back in on Mack attack this week.
Mack attack against New Orleans over Kareem Hunt at Arizona.
Yeah, that's how I would do.
If they line Kareem Hunt up at tight end, I think that'd be the real key for his success. Let's go ahead and look here. We've got Phillip Lindsey or Raheem Mostert. I'm going to go Mostert. We've got Devante Parker or Michael Gallup. I think I'm going to go Parker. That's exciting against the Giants. Is there any other inactives I didn't mention, Brooks, that are kind of crucial here?
I think you got the big ones.
Yeah, Winston's playing. I'm playing him everywhere. I need Winston's upside. What's funny is if you look over the last, 5 weeks, Winston's been the number 2 quarterback behind Lamar Jackson. But it's like a 7-point gap. So Lamar's like at the top, but Winston's giving you your best chance. Like if you went up against Lamar, I don't know how many players you would be leaning on for upside. It's tough. So I'm going to play Winston where I can. Let's go. We got Mostert or Jacobs. I'm going to go Mostert. I just said that out loud. Mostert or Jacobs. Ugh. Those guys are back-to-back. Right now I'm leaning I guess I'm leaning Mostert. Brooks is laughing because I have to answer Mostert, which is silly. All right, this is a deep one. Tyler Boyd, Anthony Miller, or Brashad Perryman. I couldn't not like Boyd more than this week in this matchup. So I'm actually playing Brashad Perryman there. What is happening? This is what is happening? This is playoffs. Goodness. Singletary or Mostert? I'll go Mostert. Singletary or Laird? I think I have more confidence in Singletary than I do Patrick Laird. McLaurin or Shepard? I'll go Shepard in that situation. Eli's got a great matchup, better quarterback than Dwayne Haskins. We've got, oh my goodness, you guys are struggling out here. It's tough in the streets in the semifinals, Brooks. It's tough. Mixon or Mack? Mixon or Mack? I got Mixon by just a hair. Winston or Tannehill? I'll go ahead and play Tannehill in that situation. A little less risk. Beautiful matchup. As good as it gets. Look what Drew Lock did last week. We've got Kareem Hunt or Miles Sanders. I think I'll lean. Got Miles Sanders at 18. Kareem Hunt at 23 this week, so I'm going to go that direction. David Johnson or Duke Johnson? First, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you having to make that decision. I'll go David Johnson. But you're not going to get much from either guy. What else do we have going on? Oh, yeah, a lot of people asking about Will Fuller. He's been somebody bouncing around ranks and somebody I've had to manually adjust well above consensus because anytime he's active and he's ready to go, you have the opportunity for big plays. He came back from injury. This week he's got Tennessee. So I lean Fuller's upside. Debo or Slayton? Debo or Slayton, I'll go ahead and, I guess I'll go Debo. All right. Russell Wilson or Tannehill? We'll answer questions for a few more minutes here. Russell Wilson or Tannehill? I'm going Tannehill. This is the week of Tannehill. If Tannehill lets you down this week after this long run of success, you'll remember him for this. The pooped his pants against Houston. So let's hope he doesn't do that, and he can use A.J. Brown, who's being ranked very high this week, to his advantage. We're going Josh Jacobs or James Conner. Both players dealing with injury. I'm going Josh Jacobs there. No doubt about it. No doubt. Phillip Lindsey or Melvin Gordon. I'm going to go Gordon. Jared Cook or Higbee. I'm going to go Cook. Aaron Rodgers or Kyler Murray. I got Murray 2 spots higher this week. Murray's been trash. He's at home for a third straight week, so he could get the three-peat of trash against Cleveland. But he's also had some huge games this week. I like him a little bit more than the cold weather Bears matchup for Aaron Rodgers. Opportunity or Connor? So right now I have David Montgomery a little bit higher. But this is the nuance of ranking players. The nuance is that you have to play the player that gives you the features that you need for your roster. And James Conner, to me, while David Montgomery in that matchup, it's going to be tough. Green Bay, solid defense. Montgomery has not given you anything unless he scores. Not enough involvement in the passing game. Tyriq Cohen's there. So Conner gives you more upside. He also gives you a little bit more risk because of the injury and the talk of sharing time. So that's kind of our job here is we want to lay out the scenarios and situations that can happen so you can make a good decision. Conner has the better chance at a high-end type of game because he's done it and he gets involved in the passing game over Montgomery. So that's the way I would break that one down. I'm seeing a lot of Montgomery-type decisions. I don't see a lot of upside for him. He has a floor because he should get 15 carries. But it'll be in the cold against Green Bay and Lambeau, and probably not in the end zone. All right, let's see. A few more questions here, Brooks. Let's wrap this thing up as the games get ready to go. Cortland Sutton or Metcalf? I'm going to go DK Metcalf in that one. Ooh, here's a little interesting one. Hooper or Golden Tate? Where do you lean there on that flex question? I love Hooper this week, but I'm going to go the wide receiver. I'm going to go Golden Tate in that matchup with Eli Manning. All right, I think that's going to do it for right now. A couple little reminders. Denver, Kansas City, lots of snow, cold game in Green Bay, some wind in Los Angeles. So keep an eye on the weather. It's that time of year. I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you check out that YouTube video giving away over $2,500 worth of amazing gear, NFL autograph memorabilia from Pristine Auction. That's on YouTube right now. We did it yesterday, and you can still enter to win a bunch of that swag. So watch the video, leave a comment. That's your opportunity. Thank you, everybody, at jointhefoot.com, and thanks to Pristine Auction for sponsoring the live stream this morning. Head to pristineauction.com. Use the coupon code BALLERS. Good luck today, guys. We'll talk to you on Monday. Farewell.